Good morning, folks. I'm Jack Fry. Thanks for coming in and listening to the show. Today, Dirk Nowitzki and Dwayne Wade play their final home games of their career for respective teams, Dallas Mavericks and the Miami Heat. Also, Aaron Rodgers reveals that he played the entire 2018 season on a fractured leg. He also shot back at the media after that crazy story that was written about Mike McCarthy, Aaron Rodgers, and the Packers. And also, more gasoline has been poured on the dumpster fire in Los Angeles, respectively, for the Lakers. Thanks for listening. I'll start with that. Magic Johnson has stepped down as the president of operations in Los Angeles. Why? Why is he doing that? Is he saving face? Is something even worse brewing in Los Angeles? Chris Carter said, "Don't tell me how much you love me and then spit in my face." Why would he say that? Well, because Magic Johnson admittedly told reporters that he could not tell Jeannie Buss in a 3-hour meeting the other day that he wasn't going to continue his job. He told the media. So every single person in that building is finding out the exact same way. Nick Wright said, "Are you kidding me?" So there has got to be better ways to be doing this. Obviously, Magic isn't really, I guess I have to say, cut out for this job. You know, he coached the Lakers for 16 games in 1994. He wasn't cut out for that. He was a great basketball player. And that's where it ends. He's a good businessman, too, so I have to give him that. But there's no reason why the Lakers won't be able to find another replacement for Magic Johnson in this job. And so I can see this as a good thing because they need someone new who has more experience who can get the job done. But the way it happened was just not right. So Los Angeles, there's more gasoline on your dumpster fire. It just continues to burn out of control. Today's the last day of the NBA season, and tomorrow I will have my list and the playoff seeding will be set. Last night the OKC Thunder beat the Houston Rockets. The Rockets had a chance to get that number 2 seed and failed. I think they're probably going to be playing pretty hard tonight when they try to go in for their last game. We'll see how the playoff seeding sets up, but we could have a first-round matchup between OKC and Houston. That would be pretty good. Now, in the final games of Dirk Nowitzki and Dwayne Wade's career, at least home games, they had standing ovations, and they had their proper send-off. Dwayne Wade actually scored 30 points in his last game against the 76ers, so that was pretty cool. So the question comes up, who's a better player all time, Dirk Nowitzki or Dwayne Wade? I'm not exactly sure. If you look at the numbers, Dwayne Wade has 3 championships. Dirk only has 1. Head-to-head in the finals, they actually played back-to-back years. And Dwayne Wade and LeBron James, together for the Heat, beat Dallas. And then also, Nowitzki beat Miami. So that's kind of interesting. But some things about Dirk Nowitzki. He, in my opinion, and a lot of others, invented the stretch 5. Now, the stretch 5 is like a center who can play all over the court and shoot threes, not just down low in the post. He was also a league MVP and a finals MVP. And arguably, well, actually not even arguably, he is the best European-born NBA player in the history of the game. Best foreign-born player in the history of the game, a lot of people say that would be Hakeem Olajuwon. I can't really argue with that. But Dirk Nowitzki changed the NBA. He changed the center position. And he's more listed as a power forward, but he changed that too. Guys who can shoot from all over the court, who are almost 7 feet tall, if not 7 feet tall, is just different. And when he came into the league, that was a whole different thing for people to play defense on. You know, guys down in the post were like, oh gosh, I have to go out and cover the 3-point line now? So that was pretty impressive. I don't know if you remember how far back you've been watching basketball, but the Dallas Mavericks were terrible before Dirk Nowitzki. Like, I remember them in those god-awful green uniforms, and they were just so bad all the time. And Dirk Nowitzki came in after Mark Cuban, and together they really built that franchise back up and got a NBA championship. He spent over 2 decades with the Dallas Mavericks. No other team. He's played his whole career with the same team, just like Tim Duncan did with the San Antonio Spurs, or even Kobe Bryant with the Los Angeles Lakers. And now, in this day and age of free agency, that's definitely rare. You don't see a guy stick with one team for his whole career, and you don't see a team stick with one guy either. Like, more often than not, they're going to part ways in some sort of direction for some reason, because of money, because of age, performance. There's lots of reasons why a player and a team will split up. But, they stayed together, which is pretty impressive. And I really like the loyalty of the player to the team and the team to the player. You just don't see that as often anymore. So I really appreciated that. Dwayne Wade, great player, great guard, made some really big shots in his career, and, he won a championship with Shaq, and he won 2 more with LeBron. So he was able to win championships, not on his own, but with different guys, kind of like Kobe. I don't know why they don't give Kobe the credit he deserves. He won 3 with Shaq and 2 more with Pau Gasol. And, it just goes to show in the NBA you can't do it all by yourself. I guess LeBron was pretty close to doing it all by himself, but he still had Kyrie and Kevin Love when he was in Cleveland and won that championship. And it's arguable whether he would have won it or not if Draymond Green hadn't got that technical, suspended for the game, because the Warriors were going to win that championship and they'd had 4 in a row and going for 5 this year, but LeBron snuck one in. So Dwayne Wade, give him some credit. He was a great player, and I really enjoyed watching him play. He was fantastic to watch, great attitude. That one year he went to Chicago, we're kind of just going to erase that from our memories and pretend that he played for Miami his whole career. So congratulations on those guys on 2 great careers. You gave your cities and your teams some great memories. And, I'm being California born and Idaho native, I really enjoyed watching those guys play. Those are the kind of transformative players that no matter what team they're on, you kind of just root for them. Guys like J.J. Watt, guys that are good guys that just do the right thing, do it the right way, and are sticking to their guns on positivity. They're always a great guy to root for, regardless of what team they're on. So I really appreciate those guys and their careers. So football, Aaron Rodgers just revealed that he played the entire 2018 season on a fractured leg. I mean, this is the kind of news you kind of wonder, why didn't that come out during the season? Were they hiding it because they didn't want the media to know and make up some sort of story about it? Or does it even matter? It's been said that that's football. You play injured, and that's true. So I don't have a problem with it. But you could see after that first game where he got hurt, he was limping around, and he just didn't seem like himself. So good job, Aaron, for playing that whole season. And also, I did like what he said coming back at those reports about the Packers and the Mike McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers saga. He shot back by saying, this guy is writing this article to make his career, nothing else. Well, I tend to disagree with that because a lot of the stuff that was said in that article has been proven, and a lot of it is hearsay. So you could go either way on that. But the Packers moving forward this year, if Rodgers can stay healthy, they've really improved that team. Good free agent signings. So I see them getting a couple more wins than they did last year. Hopefully making the playoffs, because we do enjoy watching the Packers play. I'd like to see them win that division, but the Bears are going to be really good. I see them taking a step back, and the Vikings are a really well-run team. So we'll see what happens. I heard someone the other day pick the Lions as a sleeper, and I just kind of laughed at that. We all know how the Lions do. Just about last every single year, if not second to last, if another team has a hiccup or something. So Aaron Rodgers played all season last year on a fractured leg. Impressive. If he can stay healthy this year, which is a big if, The guy gets hurt every single year. But if he can stay healthy, maybe the Packers can get to the playoffs. Maybe they can sneak into the Super Bowl. You know, the NFC is pretty wide open. There's lots of teams that could do that. The AFC, well, it's the Patriots. And speaking of the AFC, how about the Steelers? Look at what Antonio Brown is doing in Oakland. It's like, dude, be quiet. Get off social media. Focus on football. You're on a new team. Stop talking about your old team. Stop talking about your old teammates. Just get with the program and, quite simply, shut up. This is getting ridiculous, dude. You're a dumpster fire in itself. At first, when this trade happened, I was like, wow, only a 3rd round and a 5th round pick for Antonio Brown? That's great for a perennial Pro Bowl player who's leading the league in catches and yards every single year. Awesome deal for the Raiders, but look at the headache. Is it even worth it? If he doesn't perform this year, my goodness, it's going to be terrible next year. He may not even be able to find a team that wants to keep him. Of course, he could probably just always stay on the Raiders. The dysfunction in that building is just, it's out of this world. It's right up there with Cleveland, the Browns. So anyways, it's just been pretty big bombshell of stories today. Congratulations, Magic Johnson, on actually signing LeBron. But, man, I feel bad because he just kind of dropped that bombshell to the media. He didn't even tell management or Jeannie Buss. So we'll see what happens there. Can't wait for the NBA seedings to come out, and we will get to that on the next show and put our picks in. And thanks for listening, everybody. I really enjoyed speaking to you this morning, and thanks for listening. We'll see you soon. Sounds and music are provided by Ben Sounds. Thank you. Goodbye.